Welcome back, everyone. We are going to be taking a look at the press conference after game number 14 of the World Championship match has ended with a victory for Gukesh. He becomes the 18th world champion, youngest world champion in history, if I'm not mistaken. Let's listen in and see what the players have to say.
And we'll send you over to Maurice.
Hello and welcome to the final post-game press conference. The match is concluded in favor of the challenger, 7.5 points to 6.5. I will have a few questions for Ding, and we'll then allow the press to ask a few questions, and then we'll allow him to take leave, and then we'll have questions for Gukesh. Same thing on the line. Please press one question at a time, and we'll try to keep this as efficient as possible.
You can't hear it?
No one can understand what it's like to lose a world championship match except world champions themselves. We know this is a very difficult moment for you.
Is it too soft, or I'll turn it up a little bit?
Any thoughts as this has transpired?
It's easy. Yes, I was totally in a shock when I realized I made a blunder. He first.
I put the audio at max, you guys.
Face expression shows that he's very happy, excited, and I realized I made a blunder. Yeah, takes some time to
It's good now, okay.
Realize it. But otherwise, it's already not so easy to draw. Maybe I should just wait.
Well.
And to.
But I mean, but okay, but like, I don't want to belabor the fact here with this. Like, I'm not trying to be over the top, but like, he's already saying it's not easy to draw. But when he plays A4, like, what does he expect? When you play A4 to begin with, you're going to reach this position no matter what. Like, this is what I don't get about the whole thing. When you play A4 to begin with, like, what are you expecting? You're going to reach this end game for sure once you play A4. Like, that's what I don't get about it. It's like he says it's already not so easy. But when you reach this, when you play A4 to begin with, it's very clear that you're simply going to reach this end game no matter what. That's what I don't get about the whole thing. I simply don't understand it, to be honest. So let's keep going.
So yeah, no game tomorrow.
So a difficult moment again. Were you surprised he kept playing out this end game? Because it just looked like one of those that we would consider a grandmaster draw, but he kept playing.
Of course you keep playing.
Not as dry as yesterday. Although also 2 versus 3, but he had a bishop. Reminds me some bad memories against Li Guanglian in the Olympiads. Also the rook end game. But this time with bishop, so more tricky.
But then why'd you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna hear. I don't think we're gonna hear anything specific from Ding. So it's gonna be more what we hear from Gukesh. But I expect Gukesh is gonna probably say the same thing that like I've been saying and others are saying, which is like I don't understand A4. Like if it's tricky and it's worse, like why play A4 at all? There's no need. I mean, it's super dead drawn after Queen D4 or Rook D4.
Victor in the match.
I think I played maybe my best tournament in the year. I could be better, but considering yesterday's lucky survive, it's a fair result to lose in the end.
No, you guys, I don't. I'm just gonna be clear. Like I don't despise anybody. I just, as someone who's played at the top level, it's like it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute how someone can make these mistakes. That's the thing. It's just something that you never do. I mean, it's just something you never do. You never take a dead drawn position and intentionally put yourself on the wrong side where you're down a pawn, and only bad things can happen. That's the thing. Like you don't do that. You just don't do that.
Any words to your fans? Millions of fans out there who love your play and wish you the best.
Thank you. I will continue to play, and I hope I can show the strength like this time.
Any members of the press who wish to ask questions? I will say personally, I've been a great admirer of you for quite some time. I've called many of your games. I've seen your fantastic games. I know you've been a great champion, and I wish you the very best in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the end of this, right? Yeah, we'll get there'll be some handshake here, right? No, I mean no one's gonna lose on purpose. Be serious. No one's gonna lose on purpose. Don't be silly, you guys. Don't even say that.
Let me say congratulations. The new world champion.
Thank you.
This position to all seemed like a draw, and somehow you kept pushing. What was your moment, your feeling?
I never really thought it was going to be a draw until F3 was played. That's what's funny. Like, I never thought it was going to be a draw until we saw F3. That's what's funny about it.
Must have.
Like, I thought that Gukesh had chances to win.
Actually, when he played Rook F2, I didn't realize that. I mean, I was going to play Rook B3 almost, but then I saw that this bishop is actually getting trapped, and after King E1, I have King E5. In the pawn ending, which is just winning. I mean, when I realized that, probably the best moment of my life.
Yeah.
You say the best moment of your life.
It's a zero risk situation, so of course
what does
it's
it mean,
amazing.
this journey, 14 games, all the way to the final game, winning against the champion, and now you are the champion of the world?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I would like to say a few words about my opponent. We all know who Ding is, and he has been one of the best players in history for several years, and to see him struggling, and to see him under how much pressure he had to face.
I mean, the bottom line is, like, it's a very tough situation. Like, it's very, very tough. Very, very tough situation, because, like, I mean, anybody in their right mind, if we're being honest, like, you look at Ding, he doesn't look right. I mean, he doesn't look right. He hasn't looked right in a very, very long time. Who knows what exactly is going on or what caused it? I think maybe it was a match or something else, but, like, it is something where you look at it and you don't feel good for Ding. You don't. It's just, you can tell something is off. He
gave in this fight. In this match, it shows what a true
fighter.
Champion he is, and no matter who, say what about Ding, for me he's like a real world champion, and this match, champions, like, they always step up to the moment, and obviously the past 2 years he hasn't been in great shape, but he came here, he was obviously struggling during the games. He was probably not at the best physically, but he fought in all games. He fought like a true champion, and I'm really sorry for Ding and his team. I mean, they put on a great show. I would like to thank my opponent first. This couldn't have been the same without my opponent, and my journey, it's been.
I think what's important to note also, though, is for Gukesh, there can only be upside, because if we're being brutally honest, he did not play his best in this match. He didn't play anywhere near his best. And there were moments, like, where we thought that he might even lose this match, to be honest. So, like, at the end of the day, he didn't play his best and he still won. And so, like, having won, and now there will always be pressure obviously associated with this, but having already won, there's really only upside. There's only upside for Gukesh versus downside, because he didn't play his best. Like, if we're being honest, he didn't play his best, but he won the match. So, like, having gotten over one match, all the pressure, there's only upside, which is which is why, it's going to be really exciting to see what happens next time.
Started playing chess like 6.5, 7.
Yeah,
I've
people are
been
being very
dreaming
weird
about
for no
this,
reason. I don't know why.
about living this moment for like more than 10 years, and
Mm-hmm.
not. I mean, every chess player wants to experience this moment, and very few get the chance. And to be one of them is yeah. I
Thank you
mean,
so
it
much
can
to
only.
OmniLinguist for the 50 gifted subs.
Yeah, I
Thank you
mean,
so much to OmniLinguist.
I
Appreciate it.
think
Thank
the
you.
only way to explain is that I'm just living my dream. So, I'd like to thank God first of all, because I mean this whole journey, starting from qualifying to the candidates, and then coming till here, it could only be possible by God. I mean, there were so many miracles. So
You guys, don't be weird. Don't
yeah.
be weird. Yeah, like I mean, I see people writing stupid stuff about like, you know, they're not the two best players in the world or all this or that. Fact is, they qualified. Magnus chose not to defend his title. The situation is what it is. There's no reason to sort of like downplay the player. I mean, just like downplay who the players are. Like they got where they got. They deserve to be there. Like there's no need to act like, oh, it's so bad, blah blah blah, etc. Okay.
Firstly, thankful to God, and 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 I'm really thankful to all the people who have been by my side in this journey. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd like to thank each and every one of them, but probably I will have to prepare my speech first, because the kind of emotion that I'm feeling right now, I'll say something stupid. So so I'll prepare something nice and then thank everyone. Yeah.
You won the candidates this year. You led India to gold this year. You stepped into the footsteps of the great Anand and fulfilled that destiny. And now, of course, all of India is cheering. What does that mean for your country that you have now taken the title back to India?
I will
Yeah,
upload this to YouTube, you guys. I will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being here representing my country in any tournament, but especially this being, you know, such a high level event, and for the 11 years back, Vishay sir, I mean the title was taken away from India. So I mean, when I was watching the match in 2013, I was in the stands and I was looking inside the glass box, and I thought it'll be so cool to be inside one day. And then I mean, when Magnus won, I thought, you know, I really want to be the one to bring back the title to India. And this dream that I had like more than 10 years ago has been the single most important thing in my life.
That feels like a way to try and a light jab at Magnus.
Doing this for
It's a very light
for
jab, but it's a
myself,
light
for
jab
my
at
loved
Magnus,
ones
I
and
think.
my country. It's yeah, like there's probably nothing better than this.
My final question before I open up to the press. That dream you talk about, you were a 7-8-year-old. Now you're an 18-year-old. You're the youngest champion in the history of this amazing game. What does that mean to you to have shattered this record?
Yeah, means a lot. I mean, it probably meant a lot to that 8-year-old than right now, because I stopped like paying too much attention to the youngest, all these numbers, these records. But yeah, I mean, there is this famous clip, I think, with which I did with Sagar in 2017 or something, where I said I wanted to be the youngest world champion, and now that this is not just a dream but reality, it feels. I think that that 8-year-old kid would be really happy.
Very cool. First question for the press.
First of all, Gukesh, congrats from your fans around the world and on FIDE social
Are we
media.
going to get any questions about the game or not?
The question for you is, what was the best part of this entire experience, on or off the chessboard?
Are we going to get any questions about the game or not, actually? Winning. Winning.
I think the best part was probably like when I entered the room for game one. I mean, the game did not go great, but
check Nepo Suite. I mean,
but like
I don't know if I want to check Nepo Suite. It's probably gonna be incredibly salty. It's probably gonna say something really bad. It's gonna say something like, what was this? What was this trash or something? Wait, what? He put a crying face? What? That's weird. Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah, as I said, in 2013, I was outside the glass box. I did not get a seat in the audience to watch the match. So at that time, I just looked at Vishy sir and Magnus, and I thought it'll be really cool to be there one day, and to actually be there and sit there and to see the Indian flag next to me, it was probably the best moment.
Congrats, Gukesh. I'm Atrey from Rep Sports. You are not the sort who shows emotions a lot of times. Today we saw after you won that you were in tears. And can you just take us through the feelings that went through your mind when that moment happened, when that moment arrived?
Yeah, I probably
Oh,
got so
man.
emotional because I did not really expect to win that.
No
position.
comment,
I was
sad. End
going
of
to
chess
press
as we
it
know
for
it.
as long as I could possibly press, but I thought, like, I mean, it's okay. We are going to play for 5-6 hours. It's going to end in a draw, and let's focus on the tie breaks. But then suddenly after Rook F2, and I saw this chance that, I mean, when I saw that this actually done, yeah. I like I was already preparing myself to go through that huge tiebreak fight, and suddenly it was all over, and I had achieved my dream. Yeah, I mean, I'm not someone who shows a lot of emotions, but I think this one can be forgiven. Yeah.
Thank you and congrats again.
Thank you.
By the way, I will say
Gukesh.
one general point. I mean, I don't know if there are going to be actual questions about chess or not, but like, I will say that it's. I mean, who knows what happened to Ding? Whether it was like the match, the pressure, or before, or whatever happened, you know, in terms of where he's at. But I really don't see any world where I don't see any world where Ding is coming back. I don't. I mean, I think Magnus, in a way, he was absolutely right with what he said. I forget if that was like 6 months ago or a year ago, what Magnus said about Ding being permanently broken. Unfortunately, I think Magnus is right. I don't think that Ding is coming back. I think this is probably, I mean, I doubt he's going to like retire. I'm sure he'll play here or there, but I don't think he's ever really going to compete for the world championship again. I think something broke, and it also speaks again to chess and how brutal chess is as a game. I mean, chess is a very, very brutal game when you play it. So did people think you'd never come back? I mean, it's very, very different situation. Very, very different situation. I don't care what people are saying on the internet, people downplaying like, oh, some blunder, terrible, end of the world, like all that nonsense. Like, I really don't want to, I just don't want to hear it. Because what I would say is that the players are playing the match, they're under pressure, like it's a very difficult situation, you're just trying to do your best. And yes, did Ding make a couple of very bad mistakes today that he probably should never make? Yes, he did. But at the end of the day, Gukesh still had to play well and had to capitalize on it. So like, I mean, people are just trying to be like, oh man, it's just like the worst thing ever, or this, that, or the other thing. Like, it's just complete nonsense. Just geez, like, just chill.
Congratulations, this is Aditya from ChessBase India. Just wanted to remind that you are the Olympiad gold medalist, the candidate winner, and also the youngest world champion ever. So 18th world champion. Yes. And also there's another record that comes with it, 3 world championship wins, the youngest wins ever. So we should also count that.
Sorry?
3 youngest wins, like challenger, youngest challenger winning 3 games in a world
okay.
championship match.
Okay,
that has also never happened.
Don't think anybody
never
cares.
forget that.
Nobody cares.
So while I
Winning the
am
match.
still trying to catch my breath as we enjoyed the last 30 minutes, what advice would you give to that young boy who were trying to learn chess from your cousins and trying to beat them in the next moment? Your mother told this story that you learned it from your cousins and then you were beating them. So what advice would you give to that young boy?
mean, I wouldn't change a single thing about my career because, like, I mean, right now I'm here, and any little thing that would make me not come here, I would not do. So, I think I will just say, keep enjoying chess. You're going to achieve your dream one day, and
Right, and as just following up on that, as your mother told the story, would you like to share with us what is the first thing you told your mom after you won the world championship? You had a conversation. First thing, what your mother said.
not saying anything. We're both crying. Yeah.
I mean, like this is all nice, but are there going to be any chess questions? I really do want to hear. I mean, I'm sure he'll have a chance to say something later, but I really want to hear something about A4. Like, I'm assuming no one's going to ask him about it, but like, I would like to hear about A4 specifically.
But
there's no chess at all.
Probably my first
No,
word
okay.
was congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. Congrats again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gukesh, congratulations on historic victory.
I'll pick up the speed a little
I'm
bit.
Ajit Kumar from the Hindu. Is it time for you to reveal?
By the
us-
way, one funny thing, you guys. I saw an email because I'm going to do the take. I think today. I saw an email, and Magnus is apparently on an airplane right now, which is why like they can't do the recap. So Magnus is on an airplane. So when he lands, he's probably going to be like shocked. He's going to be shocked when he lands and he finds out what happened. Just thought I'd add that little tidbit.
To reveal your seconds? Your
Yeah.
team?
Yeah, I would love to. So firstly, Gayu, he has been my trainer for the past 2 years. I mean, he
tweeted? Was that him
he
or
is
his team? Who
someone
knows?
who just works tirelessly for me. So huge.
Maybe he's on the
congrats and
ground
thank
before he
you
got
to
on the
him.
airplane. Maybe.
And
Yeah.
and also since Paddy is here, I would like to mention. I mean, Paddy has been a huge.
It's on
support for me in the
1.25.
past,
Yeah, you put on
6 months for the
1.25
preparation
here.
of the
Yeah.
World Championship. So
Yeah.
although he's not part of my chess team, he has been a very, very important person in my team and my journey towards this match. So I'm really glad to have you here, Paddy, and thank you so much.
May we ask just to give them
He didn't
the
tweet?
full
Okay.
names, if possible, so that
Yeah, sure.
other people can know exactly who you're talking about?
Gayu is Zhegos Gajewski, and Paddy is Paddy Upton. And I would also like to thank Radislav Wojtaszek. He was,
okay. So you're gonna talk about the
he
team.
was,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was also there.
I mean,
for
it
the
was,
candidates.
I think it was pretty well known, wasn't it? Wojtaszek and Dudal were part of the team, right? Yeah.
And so the whole journey he was here.
It was very clear that Dudal and Wojtaszek were part of the team.
He has also been. Yeah, he has also been for the whole candidates World Championship journey, and Vincent Kema, he has.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vincent.
he joined the team for the match, and yeah, and Jan Christoph Duda.
Okay.
He was,
Yes. Well
he was
known.
also there for the candidates, but more as a playing partner. This time he
Well
helped
known.
us in a couple of training camps. So, yeah, and I mean, this list cannot. What?
He's trying to suggest.
What?
Wishes.
Who are you suggesting? Just give us the name.
Yeah, for the
What?
for the candidates, like during the candidates, I mean, Jan Klimkowski was also helping Gayu in, I mean, assisting him for the preparation during
They
the
were
candidates.
implying someone helped
So
him, but
I'd
I don't
also
know
like
if
to
it was Vishy or
thank, Jan.
Arjun.
I mean, we haven't had the chance to talk with Jan personally to thank him for the candidates, but right now I think it will be a good moment to come all the way and then thank him. So Jan really helped Gayu during the candidates. So Jan Klimkowski and Vishy sir, I mean he was never officially a part of the team, but we all know that he was doing like he was supporting me, and I mean he attended for on one of the days for the training camps, but he was also helping remotely for a few sessions. So yeah, I mean this team, every single one of them, they work their asses off. So I can't thank all of them enough, and yeah, I mean this journey I wouldn't have been here without every single one of them. So thank you so much, guys. I'm sorry we haven't still talking. I mean, I spoke with Gayu, but probably we'll get on a call and we'll just celebrate like crazy now. The guys are together in Spain right now.
Yeah, it is sped up, you guys. I mean, I can put it back at 1. It's just I wasn't sure how long this is gonna run. I'm not sure. It's gonna run much longer. Yeah, it's gonna run quite a bit longer, but
And
I'll put it back at 1 for a bit.
and yeah, really looking forward to talking to them.
Congrats on hiding your team so well too.
I would say, however, like again, this is not to be really critical, but I'm a little bit surprised at how many people were working for him, because like, I mean, you don't want to be over the top. He just won the match and everything, but I did not think the opening preparation was actually out of this world. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was great considering how many people it appears that he had working for him. It sounds like he had what, 6 people, 5 or 6. It was good, but it wasn't out of this world. Am I jealous or drunk? Thank you, appreciate it as always. Thank you. Yeah, that's the one thing I would say is, I mean, it was good, but considering how many people he had, I'm a little bit surprised by the French ideas. A little bit surprised. Although you're right, it's true. Actually, you guys are right. We didn't get to see any E4 E5 or Sicilians. You're right. That's actually a good point, because that is one thing that does happen. I could actually give you guys a specific example of myself. So back in 2022 when I played the candidates, I actually was working with Sam Shankland, and he prepared a whole D4 repertoire for me. And then in 2022, I played E4 every white game. So actually, to be fair, that is a good point. That is a good point, actually. No, that's a good point, because in 2022 I played E4 in every single game, and then like I had Shankland do all his D4 prep, but I never showed it. So that's actually a good point. I didn't think about that. You're right. We didn't see E4 E5. We didn't see Sicilians. We only saw the French. So that's actually a fair point. That's fair. That's actually very fair.
Congratulations, Gukesh. The fan zone was crazy after Rook F2. It was just silence, and then that's it. So my name is Ahmed. I'm talking on behalf of Kazakhstan Telegram channel Честно говоря, and we have a question. Whom would you like to play against to defend your champion title?
The obvious bait question. You know he's going to say Magnus, of course.
I have 2 years for that. I just want to enjoy this moment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much congratulations, Gukesh. I'm sure you'll hear that more than once today. This goes and pertains to all the chess parents watching across the world. Can you describe how specifically your parents and their sacrifice has helped you along your chess journey, all the way leading up to winning the World Chess Championship?
Yeah. I would like to thank is like a very small word for what they have done. So both my parents, my mom and dad, I mean, my dad is here. My mom, unfortunately, I mean, is not here, but she is back home, and I'm sure she is very happy. Probably she will come tomorrow to celebrate. But both my parents, right from the start, I mean, it's the dream was probably bigger for them than it was for me, because firstly, to start with, I mean, they both are sports lovers, and you know, back in their youth, they did not get the chance to pursue their passion, and when I was born, they decided that whatever I want to do, they will do everything they can.
You guys can talk about things. I mean, there are a lot of random things. Like I see people saying chess is not a sport. I mean, I've said many times it's not a physical sport, but there are definitely components of it that are very much like sport. I mean, it is competition at the end of the day. So like, yeah, I mean, people can say all these weird things, but Modi will tweet. If he hasn't tweeted already about it, he will tweet for sure. For sure. I mean, he tweeted about Arjun being over 2,800. There's no way that if he hasn't tweeted yet, he will be tweeting for sure. For sure he will
in every way possible. And
he has tweeted.
Yeah,
okay,
when I started showing interest in chess and showed some talent, they went to such lengths that I mean, I did not understand at that time, but around now I look back at it, and I mean, they are just crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I can't thank them enough. Both of them have been simply the biggest support, and they are yeah, I mean, my whole journey, it's not only for me, it's for them. So yeah, I mean, I love them both, and I thank them very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this also, by the way, this is one of the reasons, and I've said this quite a few times, that the future is really, really bright for chess in India, is that chess is something that is valued very, very highly there. For example, when Ding won the World Championship 2 years ago, At least from what I saw, there was not a peep about it. There was not a peep about it in like social media. Really, it was not something that was a big deal. And like that is one huge difference. As you look at India, everybody loves chess. Chess is amazing, amazingly big there. So that's I think it's very important to know. And that's also why I think looking forward to the future, chess is going to continue to be a big thing, because like culturally it's so important. You see all the politicians talking about it, you see all the sports stars talking about it. It's something that's very, very highly valued, in a way that it actually, I would say right now, is not valued, except maybe partially it could be valued in Russia the same way, or at least it has been historically. But there are very few places in the world where chess is treated the way that it's being treated in India. So it's a really exciting time for the Indian fans. It's a really exciting time. We value real sports in America. I know that's a bait, at least I hope it's a bait, but like I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like, geez.
Congratulations to the 18th world champion. My name is Ankit Dalal and I'm from San Samachar. Gukesh, I'm going to ask you a very important question. It's regarding Paddy Upton, because the mental conditioning and what his role is not been spoken about in chess earlier, where we have seen other sports. He's also a celebrity in terms of he made Indian team.
I will say, I mean, we're never going to get an answer on this because Ding's English isn't good enough and they didn't have a translator. But like, this is a question that, I mean, I think that really shows the difference also, is that in my view, I think for Ding, he did not have any of the support. He did not have the financial backing or frankly the team around him the way that Gukesh did. I'm not saying that like there weren't already many issues, but I mean, I think that when we look at the difference, it's night and day. It really is night and day. Like the Indian Federation, you look at what Vishy has done as well. I mean, all the support that Gukesh had across all fronts, it's immense and it's amazing. He had a whole country his backing, yeah. Whereas I think that when we look at Ding, I don't think he had any of this. I don't think he did. I think Ding was like a man on his island, just trying to make it do. My points are not a point. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say what, I'm being salty or whatever. I'm not giving Gukesh credit. I don't want to hear it. I'm giving my take, and in no way am I being negative towards Gukesh winning. I'm simply saying that it shows how much Indians care about chess. So if anything, I'm giving a compliment. I'm not insulting anybody. But whatever, dude. Whatever.
Cricket final in 2011. So what was exact is
put it at 1.5 speed final. Put it at 1.5. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally giving a compliment of anything, saying how the Indians support chess and they love the game, but instead it's like, oh no, you're like, in some way I'm like insulting Ding or Indians. Like, give me a break. Jeez.
And what would you tell the upcoming players how important mental conditioning is in chess?
Yeah, so firstly, Paddy, we started working together. Working together.
I really don't know. I mean, when I look at this match, I mean, I'll play it in a second. I mean, it feels to me like almost all the work. I mean, it's weird to say this, but it feels like all the work was done by Richie. Like, it feels like all the work was done by Rapport. That's what it feels like. It feels like all the work was done by Rapport. Literally. Played the French every game. That had to have been Rapport. Played that knight f3, e3, b3 nonsense. That had to be Rapport. He played what was that other Rapport game? That London system, Bishop E2, was also Rapport. I mean, it feels like it was all Richie. It feels like it was like Richie versus the world, kind of.
Around June, with the help of, I mean, Sandeep sir, my sponsor Westbridge, they arranged. I mean, Sandeep sir introduced me and Paddy, and I just thought that, especially for the World Championship and what are the stakes, the right mental state I should be in is very important. And we decided to work with Paddy at that time, and the work has been, as I said, very enjoyable and very instructive. We've had like so many conversations through these months, and I mean, there have been many things that we discussed. Like, obviously, one of the important things.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm struggling not to laugh because I'm thinking about that tweet from Mike Klein earlier, and now I'm thinking about Rich. I'm sorry if I'm laughing. I'm suddenly thinking about that tweet. Thinking about the tweet from Mike Klein earlier, and it's just like messing with my mind. Let's keep going. Sorry.
You know, the uncertainty with my opponent's form or the approach and stuff like that. Although Paddy does not understand chess very well, but he understands sport and understands the psychology and stuff behind that. Not only the mental part, but also he helped me plan some workouts to stay in shape physically as well. And mostly it was about having conversations, sharing my thoughts, and some feedback. He would listen to the thoughts. He would suggest a few things, and yeah, it's really cool that Paddy helped Indian cricket win 2011 World Cup, and this time he has helped chess 13 years later. So it's Paddy has been a huge role played a huge role in this match. I would like to thank him very, very much. And my advice for chess players, youngsters, would be like there are many sports where when athletes work with mental trainers, mental physical trainers, but in chess it's somehow not that popular, and I think it makes sense.
What Gukesh says here is true, but there's a very simple reason for that. When it talks about why it's not a thing that when it's not a thing in chess, a lot of things that exist in other sports are not a thing in chess simply because the amount of money in chess is so much lower than every other field. That's kind of the thing that has to be said. Is like when you talk about mental coaches, everything costs money. You look at diet, like a dietitian, or exercise, having a physical fitness coach, or all these other things. All these things cost money. They all cost money, and in chess, for the most part, you're struggling. You're struggling, and so these are not things that people think about. That is just the reality of it, unfortunately. That's why it's not more of a thing. Like Gukesh is saying, it's not more of a thing, and the reason it's not is because all these things cost money. And unless you have big sponsors, I don't want to hear about a certain former world champion. I don't want to hear it, you guys. Stop it. Let me talk. Basically, all these things, I think they could be a thing in chess, but because there's not enough money in chess, people don't really think about it. They don't feel like it's something that's going to help them enough.
In chess, because chess is a very mental sport, and it's all happening here. So, yeah, I really see the psychological side of chess growing in the next years.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Gukesh, sir. Mike Klein with chess.com. There's been a lot of great questions about family and legacy, but I wanted to ask you about the match. You were pushing in a lot of equal positions for a win, and today was like the breakthrough. Do you feel like in some way you were rewarded for your tenacity by getting a win in such a relatively equal endgame? Of course, you're up a pawn, but do you feel like there was some sort of justice that you won?
Oh, this could have been such a great question. Oh my god, this could have been such a great question for Mike. Actually, I don't like a lot of what Mike says, but this could have been the perfect question. He could have said today you got rewarded because your opponent decided to try and bail out versus push when he had the advantage. That could have been great, but instead he made it sound that Gukesh was better the whole game. This could have been a great question, but okay, whatever.
Drawn positions.
It could have been a perfect question.
So firstly, obviously this position is a draw, but with the bishops on this 3 versus 2, I thought there are just a lot of stuff that could go wrong. It shouldn't, but
exactly. And here you guys get it. Finally, we get an answer to part 1 of the question, which is Gukesh says exactly what I was saying throughout my commentary, which is that yes, of course it should be a draw with perfect play, but there are a lot of chances to go wrong, for things to go wrong. There are a lot of chances for things to go wrong. So Gukesh is saying exactly what I was saying during the game, which is that yes, it's a draw with perfect play, but there are a lot of possibilities, a lot of chances to win the game with no risk whatsoever. Perfect, right? Spot on.
It can, yeah. For example, I was calculating some of the bishop endings. For example, if once we traded the pawns, for example, the bishop ending, if I get my king on e3, would just be winning, I think. So
correct.
There were a lot of tricks that needed to be taken care of. So I don't think it was such a drawn position. But my whole strategy for this match was to push as much as possible in every single game with both colors. And it wasn't working till the last moment, but it just takes one game for the strategy to pay off. So I was confident about my strategy, my approach, and yeah, at the very least I was tiring him out. Yeah, so it was good that way, and since I won, yeah, I could say it was a good strategy.
Yeah, you gave a good lesson in fighting spirit. Thanks again.
Hi Gukesh, this is Rajesh from Trinity Mirror. Congrats on becoming the 18th world champion and second from India. So all the world champions, we see the success aspect of it, but no one reaches the top without overcoming the tough challenges. So can you share some details of what was the toughest challenges you have faced on your journey to becoming the world champion, and also your biggest strength and the key to becoming world champion?
Yeah, if we are talking about the match itself, I think the toughest challenge I had to face was losing the first game. I mean, I knew it could happen. I was prepared for it, but it's like no matter how much you prepare for it, you come here as an 18-year-old and you lose the first game like the way I did. It's humiliating a bit. So it was quite tough to handle that. But after the game, there was a nice moment because I was walking back to the hotel in the lift, and Vishy sir was also in the lift, and he told me, I had 11 games, you have 13 games, and that's the only thing he said. And I realized, okay, it was a nice moment. It was a nice reminder that it was just one game and it's still a long match. I will get my chances. So yeah, I needed some mental toughness at that point. And there have been many games where I was so close to winning and then missing my chances, which was also frustrating. So I had to endure these things, which was quite tough. But yeah, in the end, it worked out.
This is also why there are a lot of people who are wondering why like Magnus or Nepo specifically were being so critical about game number 2 when Ding took the draw with White, because when Ding took the draw with White in game 2 in a slightly better position, Gukesh was off. He was a little bit, I don't want to say tilted, but he was off center going into that game. And when you have the white piece in the second game and you make a quick draw, you're really building up your opponent's confidence, because you're basically saying that you're not going to try super hard. And that's also why, like, when it comes back to the psychology of playing every game out, it's really important. Like, if Ding had tried to push there, who knows what happens. I still think Gukesh wins the match most likely, but that's the thing, is like, when you're shaky at the start the way that the Gukesh was, when Ding did not try to push him in game 2, then you're able to stabilize, and then then once you stabilize, you just simply play chess and you figure 13 games, anything can happen, or 12 games or whatever. It means that when Vishy played his match against Magnus, I'm assuming it was, did he lose in game 1 against Magnus, or maybe I'm wrong, but he played a match where he, I guess, lost the first game. I don't remember which match this was, but it's basically that Vishy had 12 game match and Gukesh had a 14 game match. Oh, against sorry, against Topolov, that Grunfeld. Yeah. Ooh, that horrible Grunfeld. Yeah. Okay, right, that match.
I was talking about your career as a whole. Like, your childhood dream, like, was being world champion. So what are the sacrifices? You mentioned there were a lot of problems you had to overcome, like your family had to make sacrifices from that point of view as well,
right,
the challenges.
Yeah, in my career, I would say, I can't really say I personally have made many sacrifices, because there's just something that I have always wanted to do, and it's just
play chess.
And I wouldn't have my life any other way. So, but my parents, the most sacrifices I think are done by my parents, my family, friends. I mean, my parents had to, like, once I started growing in my career, they had to. I mean, we were not a very well-off family, so they had to face a lot of financial struggles. But I mean, I did not really realize it at that point, but the kind of lens to where they went, and for at some point in 2017, 2018, I could only play tournaments and I could only train because, I mean, we were running so low on money that actually my friends, my parents' friends, they came forward and they sponsored me themselves to help me play tournaments. So all these things my parents had to endure, and all these lifestyle changes they had to make for me just to get a chance to play a tournament. So it was, the best sacrifices are done by my parents, and also my team. Yeah, I mean, all the guys in my team, but especially like Gayu, Radek, and
by the way, this is also a fundamental difference. I mean, like, when I talk about India and why the future is so bright for India, this is a perfect example, because like when you look at when you look overall at these players, whether it's Gukesh or Arjun or Prag, they are getting big sponsorship. There's a lot of support once they break through and they get to like this 2700 level or higher. I mean, that's just a reality. You get this. There's this massive support, and honestly, that's one thing that I would say every other country, maybe not every other country, I shouldn't say every other, but certainly related to like the United States, that is not the case. So it's like, if you make sacrifice and you break through and you get to 2700, that it's not like you suddenly get a bunch of sponsorship. There's not a lot of support from like the state or from individuals, because the perception of chess in India is just, it's so prestigious in a way that it isn't in other places like the United States. So it's really amazing. It's really great to see the sport. It's great to see that people make sacrifices. They do. You make sacrifices. That's the reality. It is. It's very recent, yes, but it's at scale right now. You have it happening a lot in India. And also, I mean, I'm going to be frank. Like if I'm being frank here, people might be mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. The reality is that, you know, in America, I think honestly we're a little bit spoiled by how successful we are in so many different fields. Like in, you know, with India, it's a bit of an emerging country. It's an emerging market, however you want to put it. Like they're really becoming a superpower on the world stage in like so many different fields now. And I think because you don't have that like expectation of like, how do I put, I'm trying to think of the way to put this without sounding really like really kind of like controversial, but it's like I would say it's not they don't think they're just the best at everything. Let me just leave it at that. They don't think they're the best at everything. Okay, let's put it that way. Okay, they don't think they're best at everything. So when you have more humbleness, you have more of like more like you're trying to accomplish things, like it's a different world culturally. It's just a completely different world. Anyway, let's keep going.
They are also fathers to little kids. So it's not easy for them to, in this intense preparation, it's not easy for them to stay away from their family, especially having little kids, and the way that they were able to stay away
Number one.
for so long and do
I
some
knew
amazing
someone was going
work
to
and
say
fight
that.
till the very
Someone's going to
moment.
say that.
And that too for me. So it was really a selfless sacrifice from them.
That's great. Yep.
And yeah, I mean there have been many more sacrifices, but we can keep. I think we can keep going on and on, but yeah, everyone has done a lot for me to reach here, and I'm really grateful to all the people.
Thank you. The second part of the question was about your biggest strength, which was key to you becoming the champion.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like someone says, you're right. Like as an Indian, you're looking to overcome the odds. Like you're looking to overcome. You're trying to succeed. Like it's just very different. It's very different. It's very different, and I mean it's great to see. Like it's great to see because like you look at Vishy, and I mean like I feel like even with Vishy for a while, probably around the time I played the match against Gary going to the 2000s, I feel like there was a ton of interest. But it's just great to see like the whole progression in India, the whole progression of like what chess has become. It's amazing. It would be great if it was like that everywhere. It really would be great if it was like that everywhere, but it's not.
Around me itself. Like whenever I feel low, I think about what these people are doing for me, and yeah, I think about what these people are doing for me, and all the energy that I need I get from from my loved ones, and also God. I have faith in God, and He has helped me in so many ways that, like for example, in last year 23 after the Grand Swiss, I just gave up for the candidate spot. I was not even qualifying for the candidates, and then God gave me so many opportunities. And first of all, winning this Chennai Grandmasters taking place, and me winning it despite being in such horrible form, and then winning the candidates. I mean, last round, it could have gone to tie breaks, but God helped me, and even here it could have gone to tie breaks, and still. Yeah, I mean, on and on, yeah, like so many things that God has done, and it couldn't have been by anybody else.
Congrats, champ. Thank you.
Hi Gukesh, this is Karthik from Time to Chess. First of all, congratulations, man. And we know each other for past 10 years. I was all
Cigar, not God, organize a Chennai Grandmasters. Okay, dude. Okay, cool story. Cool. Okay, chill.
I've always been curious how determined and passionate you were from very engaged. Imagine yourself 10 years back.
So God is
have you ever
Cigar,
pictured yourself
basically.
stagnant at some point of time? If so, what did you see at that time? And now you have made history. What is your next big aim?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when I started playing chess, we were in the same academy, and we traveled to a lot of tournaments together. So it's really nice that you came here. And I was really glad to see you yesterday. So thank you for coming. And yeah, there have been a lot of phases where I was stagnant, where I was getting frustrated, where the results were not coming. But there wasn't any point in my life where I thought my game is not improving, because I was like, apart from maybe small moments where I was like a bit distracted, but most of my career I have been quite disciplined and doing the right things and working hard, staying focused on my career, and yeah, I've always thought like when you do the right things, even when the results don't show up, it's going to at some point. So when I was doing those right things and the results didn't show up, but the results didn't show up, it was obviously very frustrating, but yeah, the main thing I guess was to just keep doing the right things, and when you do the right things, usually good things happen. I believe in
Also
that,
true.
so, yeah.
Yep.
Superb. And what is next big game? That was the following question.
Yeah.
Now you have made history. So what is the next big game?
I'd be surprised if he plays the World Rapid and Blitz, but he might.
I mean, the dream, I would say this has always been just a part of the dream, a very, very big part of the dream. It's a huge step. I'm
No,
very
actually,
happy for them.
I saw someone say that someone just said that I disagree with that. I think you should do not the right things, but the smart things. It depends what your definition of the right things are. But I think, I mean, everybody's different. For example, when it comes to studying chess, there's some people where like studying chess 12 hours a day is legitimately a thing. For other people, if they study 2 hours a day, they can do more with 2 hours and 12 hours. So everyone has their method, but I think, whatever system that you follow, if you do believe if you trust the process, as they like to say in basketball, generally things good will happen unless your name is Joel Embiid. So overall, I think that I mostly agree with what he's saying. I mostly do agree with what's being said here. So let's keep going.
But my goal with my career has always been to be at the very top for the longest time possible. And I mean, my career is just starting now. Like I've had 10 years. I want to play for as long as I can. I want to have a very, very long career and to stay at the very, very top by obviously becoming the world champion doesn't mean that I'm the best player in the world. Obviously there's Magnus. So it's also a motivating factor that there is someone at a very, very high level, and
true,
something that will keep me
very good
doing the right
point,
things, working hard and trying to reach the level.
That's actually a very good point, because usually when you play the world, I mean, okay, we don't need to get into like a long history, but most of the time the world championship has been held, you do have the best player in the world playing, and so like usually if you win a world championship, you are just straight up the best player. So it can be very demotivating. But when you have Magnus sitting in the wings, it is very true. That's a good motivating factor, even though he did win this match. It's legitimately a good point, actually, because usually when you win, like you beat the best player, you're number one. Like, where's the motivation? What's left? You've done everything. But because Magnus hasn't played, there is actually still a good. There is great motivation. No, there's great motivation.
Greatness that Magnus has achieved.
Super. I can hear you say it's just the beginning, and kudos to your team, Magnus. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wait, did you say kudos to your team, Magnus? Or maybe I misheard that, whatever. I thought you just said kudos to your team, Magnus. But anyway, did I hear that wrong? Let me go back.
And kudos to your team, Magnus. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. I mean, I think that was just a slip, but still. Okay.
My name is Radha from the Singapore Chess Federation.
Way too soft.
First of all, congratulations.
I can't even hear this.
We all had tears in our eyes watching you become the first world champion. My question is, what did you learn about your opponent, Liren, in this championship?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I learned about Ding is what an incredible fighter he is. Like, I think we all knew it, but I mean, especially for me, the way that he was fighting in all the games. I mean, he was obviously not at his best physically.
Yeah, I mean, basically the point is, and it's basically being said here, is that like ultimately when you look at Ding, like he did not look right. I mean, there was a lot of there are a lot of mannerisms that, like, just going back to when I played Ding like 2017, 2018, 2019, that never showed up. Like, just thinking about Ding, he was always a statue. There were no emotions, there were no visible reactions when he would play, unless he was just outright losing. And when you look at Ding of today, whether it's like Norway chess where a bunch of us played him, or you look at this world championship match, there was a lot of shaking, a lot of head scratching, a lot of these things that never existed before. So it was very, very clear that, I mean, something's going on. I mean, only Ding, maybe his team know, but he did fight very hard. I mean, all things being considered, he fought extremely hard, considering whatever was or is going on.
seem to be at least. But true champions, no matter the circumstances, they fight till the very end. And he just proved that I mean, in the games where he was almost going to give up, where the position was completely losing for him, he kept finding resources, he kept fighting, and then once I took the lead, he played an amazing game to fight back. And it was actually quite...
He's
to be
also
honest,
coughing too, but that's a
after I
separate
lost the
thing.
12th game, it was also... did I lose the 12th game? Yeah, the 12th game. It was... I mean, it was a bit disappointing, but I soon realized it's also... I mean, I was getting inspired by my opponent because, like, for the first game he won and then I equalized and then I took the lead. Any normal human being would have just given up at that point. But then he came the next day and he played a great game. He completely destroyed me that game. And yeah, and it was really inspiring to see, how, despite how the odds are against him, he kept fighting, he kept coming to the board, giving it his all, and yeah, he's a real inspiration for me.
Hi, I'm Kyla, representing the local organizing committee. First of all, congratulations. Secondly, I watched a video of you giving a room tour to Chess-Base India, and I saw that you kept all of your major trophies and medals right there in your bedroom. But for this World Championship trophy, are you going to do anything special?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. First, I have to lift the trophy.
Like, will you keep
yeah,
it in your room?
It deserves a special place, I think. So we'll think of something.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Gukesh, and thank you for creating one of the best moments of magic that Indian sport has ever seen. Thank you so much. My question is, if one looks at the life journey of a world chess champion, it pans like a chess game. The opening, when you choose to pursue the sport, the middle game, when you make the journey to being a grandmaster, and the end game, where you become the champion, and here you are. You've talked about the sacrifices. At every stage, can you tell us about the best moves that you and the people around you have made?
I'm going to skip past this question.
Let's
get to the next one. Wait, this interview is still going?
The press office. So, Gukesh, first of all, congratulations on a magnificent game and being the new world champion. Your next major event is the World Blitz and Rapid in 2 weeks.
Is he going to actually play?
As new world champion, can you confirm to us you will participate in both events? And again, have you planned any special preparation or special training camp for this new event? Thank you.
Training camp? I don't think he even
cares. To be honest,
cares.
at this moment, I haven't thought about it.
I don't think he's going to play.
I thought I was going to play before the match started.
The match is so tiring.
But right now, I'm not sure.
It's probably not.
I can't say whether I would play or not. Right now, I'm just not sure. But I mean, it's a very, very important event, very exciting one. Whether I play or not, I wish it does. It is a
He's
great
not going to play. No, I mean, I don't blame him, by the way. If he's not going to play because he's like, this match was so exhausting. I think if this match had gone the way it very easily could have gone if he had not lost the first game. If it had gone that way, it could be very different. But considering how up and down the match was from the start to finish, it's something where I'd be very surprised if he plays, because I assume right now he probably just wants to go home. Probably next week he'll probably be getting awards or ceremonies or whatever they're doing, and he's probably just gonna probably go chill for the next 2 months. I would bet. I'd be very surprised if he plays anything before who knows, March or something of next year. I'd be very, very surprised. Although actually he's playing the freestyle, I think, in Germany in February. I think it's very unlikely he'll play anything before February. That's my prediction right now. We're talking about the World Rapid and Blitz in New York, yeah.
This is Chunhan from the Wall Street Journal. Congratulations for becoming the next current world champion. And my question is basically, you're part of a team of fantastic Indian grandmasters who won the Olympiad. And do you think there's a chance that, given the dominance of this new wave of Indian grandmasters, the next future opponents could be your fellow Indian teammates? And if not, how would you prefer that your next challenger could be Magnus Carlsen coming back to take you on?
Actually, I just looked. Arjun drew his game today. So he is going to have a very, very good performance in the World Rapid and Blitz to qualify. Right now, I mean, it's odd because, I would say Arjun, of course, is the big standout. He's the shining star. But other than Arjun, I'm not sure if I see anyone else qualifying yet. I down the road, I could see Nihal qualifying. Definitely, I could see Aravind as well, very, very talented Nihal Aravind qualifying, but right now it's not actually clear. It's not actually clear. if we'll see if we'll see many of them in the next one. Prague could, of course. I forgot about Prague, obviously, but it's not really clear at the moment. I forgot about Prague for some reason. I don't know why I forgot about Prague.
I mean, obviously, playing against Magnus in a world championship would be amazing. It will be a huge challenge, the toughest probably. There is toughest challenge there is in chess. I mean, it is up to Magnus, but I would love to test myself against the best player in the world. And the Indians, yeah. I mean, Arjun, Prag, yeah, Nihal. Lot of these guys. A lot of these guys have, are doing a lot for chess and Indian chess. We won the Olympiad, which was a beautiful experience in itself for me and the team. And I certainly hope, throughout, I'm sure we are going to have like very long careers, and I'm sure, I hope all of us, we will keep fighting against each other, keep pushing, keep motivating each other, and also in the team tournaments we'll play together and win a lot more. I would also love to play against an Indian opponent in a world championship or any other tournament. I mean, they are great guys, great players, and I wish them the best, and I hope this win motivates them and they will achieve more things that will motivate me even more. So thank you.
By the way, since I'm seeing a few questions, I mean, I think I'm going to stop. I'm going to cut it off right here because this has run really long. This is this press conference has run 1 hour. Jeez. Okay. I'm going to cut it off right here. So to answer a couple of questions, because I saw people asking, first things first, the loser of this match does not qualify for the candidates, unlike in the past. That's the first important point. So the loser does not qualify for the candidates, okay? Which means Ding does not get a spot. I think this is, I mean, I don't think this is the last game that we'll ever see Ding playing classical chess, but I do think that Ding is effectively semi-retired from classical chess at this point. I don't think we're going to ever see him try to qualify for the candidates or play serious classical chess ever again. For a couple of reasons. First of all, because with his rating falling as low as it's fallen, he won't get the automatic invites to events like the Grand Chess Tour. I think if he could still get the automatic invitations to the Grand Chess Tour, for example, I think there's some chance that he might take a break, try and come back, play those events and see if he could. But without that automatic guarantee of playing the Grand Chess Tour, I don't see him playing open tournaments, and really what else is he going to play? So I think for Ding, it's basically the end of his career in classical chess. At least he obviously is a very strong player. He won the great match against Nepo. Nobody can ever take that away from him. But I do think that's effectively the end for Ding as far as classical chess goes. I think he's obviously struggling with mental stuff. I mean, as I said, having played against him over the years, it's very clear he's not the same player he was even in 2019. So I don't see him coming back. I unfortunately I don't think we'll see him again in any of these super elite tournaments. So yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's what it is. But he got to win once. He was very close to winning this time, and yeah, it's sad to see, but he was a great world champion for the period that he held the title. So that's I mean, if this were Ding, I will say Ding 2019 was just such a different player than what we saw. So yeah, that's how it goes. Definitely sad to see, but that's what I would say for that. As far as Gukesh goes, he obviously is the winner. He's going to go celebrate. I'm sure India is just celebrating. I don't think that Ding is burned out. I think it's much more. I think it's much more than that. It's not just being burned out. I think it's more than that. Seemed insincere. What's insincere? What is insincere about Ding? No, I'm being honest. I mean, I played Ding in Norway. You guys are forgetting that I played him there in Norway. It was very clear that he's not the same player. I mean, I'm not checking random tweets for anybody who's wondering. So yeah, for Gukesh, very ultimately I would say deserved victory. Just some final thoughts. I mean, when you look at the match as a whole, I mean, there were moments when Ding played great, but I think ultimately you have to look, and I know Ding Gukesh complimented Ding with the fighting spirit, which he's not wrong on, but ultimately I think that the player who showed the fighting spirit was Gukesh. I mean, the game yesterday, sure, that wasn't really fighting spirit because it was just a draw and end game, but he kept playing the games. Like he rejected draw offers in quite a few games. He kept playing all the time. Ding basically, other than game 12 when he had his back against the wall and he had to try, he was not trying to win. He was never trying to win. Basically, he was always trying to like force the game into a dead draw. Today was, I mean, was really the shining example of that, where he tried to force it into an end game that is a draw with perfect play, but there was literally no need to ever do that. Position was completely equal. It was completely fine. There's no way you should ever lose that in a million years. Like, I think if I have that position against Magnus after b4, I probably never lose it. If I go a4, I do lose it. But like it felt like he tried to be way too safe, tried to be over the top safe to force a forced endgame, which he thought he could just draw easily. And so I think ultimately the player who was better did win. I mean, he did win. He was the better player. He showed better fighting spirit. He showed better preparation. He showed better time management for the most part. And so India should be celebrating. They should definitely be celebrating their victory today. So overall, I mean, the player who played the best won the match, in spite of whatever people are going to say about end of an era or all that other stuff. So at any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed this press conference after the 14th and final game of this World Chess Championship being held in Singapore. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you smash that subscribe button below, and we'll be back with more content very, very soon. See you guys. Bye.